Hey, my name's Devyn Merklin, and I am an e-commerce, direct-to-consumer, direct response marketing addict. I love it, and I've been spending all my years, all my adult years, pursuing e-commerce and marketing. I recorded a video when I first started this channel, and it was really bad. It was like with a GoPro Hero 9, and I had like my hair wasn't cut. It looked like I just came out of a dungeon or something like that, and I was twiddling my thumbs, and I wasn't looking at the camera, and all this stuff, and it just wasn't good. There was no real point to the video. I didn't really tell my origin story and why this channel exists. I did to a point, but things changed, and I wanted to elevate that video. So let me start all the way back at the beginning. You know what will probably be better now that I'm recording this is probably start at the end, then go back to the beginning, similar to like a Star Wars movie or something like that. So I ended up spending the last 6 years of my life helping grow a supplement company that when I decided to take my leave, I think we were maybe pacing about $75 million that year. So let me go all the way back to the beginning. So in college, I started a apparel brand. This was my first idea of what an entrepreneur or selling online or whatever that thing is started. It started with an apparel brand in my college apartment. We were manufacturing the t-shirts and everything ourselves. We had a website on Wix. We would manufacture the t-shirts ourselves, and we got a little bit wiser, and we used something called Printful for print on demand. So when an order came in, Wix didn't have a direct integration, so we had to copy the PO, move it over to Wix, and then Wix would send out the order. So a little bit more manual work, but still not too much. That brand only made about, I think I don't know, maybe doing $30,000 in a year. Maybe it was our best year, but we were young in college, and we thought, whoa, that's crazy. We looked up to an individual. Actually, the canvas is behind me when I finally decided, hey, you've had some e-commerce success, go purchase these things, was the guy that actually influenced me to get into entrepreneurship. His name's Randall Pitch. He's the founder of Live Fit Apparel, Top Threads, etc. So these canvases behind me, when I was in college, I saw them. I think they were like $250, $300 a canvas. And I was like, okay, when you get a little bit of like success in this field, like if you pursue it, go purchase these one day. So later in my years, I decided to purchase them. But he was a huge influence to me getting started as an entrepreneur. Anyways, fast forward, I'm coming out of college, and I've been doing the apparel brand for maybe 3 years, 2.5, 3 years. And it wasn't anything to sustain my life or my business partner's life at the time. And so I decided to dissolve it and just, I don't know, do what any college student's supposed to do. Go apply for a bunch of jobs and get a job and then start going through the motions, right? Like, I don't think later in life, I don't think if you're a successful entrepreneur out there, a successful business person out there, I don't think we give enough credit to what you actually felt when you were if you were in college and you were about to go into the workforce. And what I mean by that is that I didn't know any answers outside of, what I was told. The internet now, you can learn a lot more, but back then, internet was so prevalent, don't get me wrong. I didn't actually know what, entrepreneurship looked like. I just people say you make this much a year if you do this, go to college, do this, and jump into it. So, just to pause for a second, if you're a big influencer, I don't know why you'd be watching this, or you have amassed a significant amount of success and you're talking to the younger generation, let them know that there's a different way. Because back then, I did not know there was a different way, or how to go about that different way was the problem. I knew there was like entrepreneurship and you can be extremely successful, but there's not a framework, right? Now I think there's people out there fixing that, but anyways, that's what I felt back in college was, well, I guess I'm going to go pursue this, and once I have the job, I'll constantly go back and figure out if I can make this entrepreneurship thing work. And so that's what I did. I applied for 80 jobs. I think it was 79. 79 jobs on Indeed. I did cover letters and resumes and all that kind of stuff. I heard back from two. And, sorry, three, but I only went with two. So the two that I got, I was based in Greensboro, North Carolina. And one of them was in Charlotte, North Carolina. The other was in Cary, North Carolina. I grew up in California, but moved kind of like my older years. Grew up in like Apex, North Carolina, which is about 5 minutes down the road from Cary. So I was super interested in the Cary one, but also I didn't know what the heck I was doing. I was like, okay, I just need to get a job. So what I ended up doing was going down to Charlotte, and I got through interview one, I got through interview two, and it was looking like I was going to get that position. But honestly, it looked like it was crap. It was a marketing position for a crawl space company. Like, what? Looking back at it now, it's like I would have just gave up my soul for that. Ridiculous. Anyways, there was a doctor over in Cary that was doing a startup that sounded a lot more appealing. Even in the job posting, it said, this is not a job. And essentially what he wanted to do was take his practice and pretty much bring everything he's teaching online and affect millions. That spoke to me, because that spoke to a video that I recorded when I turned 21, saying that I just wanted to have massive impact in the world. So I was like, oh, this actually speaks to me. So this interview, less formal, didn't have to wear a button up, wore one anyways, and we met in a Starbucks. Had a good conversation. I talked about all the things I did with my apparel brand, and we talked numbers, and we're like, let's do it. And I was like, wow, okay, this is not what I learned in college. They always prepare you like, you're going to have multiple interviews and blah, blah, blah. This was not that. And so we just hit the ground running. I love that attitude, because that's the attitude that I thought I was supposed to have. But, college and whatever this framework is tells you not to have. It's to follow these steps. But I just want to go get stuff. And so I love that, and I gravitated towards it. This is the supplement company, to catch you up. This supplement brand, for the first 1 to 2 years, wasn't a supplement brand. We didn't even know the name of the company. We just figured out how to sell things. We messed around with SEO, ClickFunnels, building funnels, advertising, all the different kinds of email, SMS, push notification marketing, hiring contractors to do some things, developing systems, and blah, blah, blah. It was a lot of hard work, and we were just spinning our wheels. I think the first year we maybe made 250 grand, but that was mostly because he had a practice. So he already had an audience to advertise and market to. Then the next year, I think we maybe did about 500 to 750 grand. We had an advertiser. He was doing amazing work. He was a pharmacist at the time, and he was looking to transition out of pharmacy. And he was running the ads to help bring in customers. So we ran like that for the first 2 years, and then we started to crack the code with the supplement stuff. So we I won't go too far into the details of what we did, but we started to crack the code a little bit. Then COVID started coming around, and we were positioned in the right spot. We had the system, we had the reps in, we did the hard work for 2 years, and now we're just ready to pull the trigger. We had everything set up to a certain amount of scale, and we were just ready to pour gasoline on the fire pretty much. And so COVID happened. Then I think that was around March of 2020. Then April of 2020, whoa, we got some traction. I think it was maybe a 40K month to an 80K month. Then April, then came May. Then that went from an 80K month to a 400K month. Then May, June, I don't think we hit the million month until July. I could be wrong on these dates. It was a while ago. But we went from 400 to, I think it was maybe 800. And then July, could be wrong, we did about $1 million a month, and then we stayed at that for a little bit, because when you scale that fast over a short period of time, you break things and you need to hire people, etc. And it was fast and loud, so we fixed those things, then continued to scale up, and ended up over the next 2 years looked like that. It was the scaling, it was the breaking, it was turning stones over, it was figuring stuff out, it was 100-hour work weeks, it was no sleeping, it was just fast paced. It was crazy. I loved it. It was so much fun. Fast forward, things started to change. all that fast-paced sprinting and running, you kind of lose sight of what you're actually doing, and you you don't really think about what you thought about when you first started, because all you can think about is what's in front of you at the moment and getting to the next level, etc. Now, over that time period there, I mean, we had amazing credentials. We got 2 Comma Club awards, 2 Comma Club X, 2 Comma Club C. That's the ClickFunnels award if you do 7 figures, 8 figures, and then I think 25, 50, 75, and 100 million dollars in revenue. We were the Inc. 5006 fastest growing company of 2022, and a whole bunch of other stuff, right? It really doesn't mean anything at the end of the day, other than we worked really hard. But what I was trying to get to is you lose sight of why you actually started going down that path, right? You get caught up in the fast paced things, and um, maybe to my demise, I had a little bit too much time to think, and my thinking brought me to Devyn. This isn't the life that you wanted to live. You didn't want to just be an employee. You wanted to be a person of influence. You wanted to go out there. You wanted to make massive impact on business owners or other people's lives that made a huge difference. Now, don't get me wrong, the supplement company that I was a part of, and I'm doing it a disservice calling it a supplement company. It's much more than that. We were changing lives, but I was just a cog in that wheel. I wasn't actually the person setting forth the charge, I guess you could call it. And that started to hurt me a little bit. Now, there's nothing wrong with being the cog in the wheel if you get immense fulfillment from that. But the problem was I started to lose fulfillment a little bit because there's another piece of me that was pulling and pulling and pulling and saying, "Hey, this isn't the life you wanted to lead. You're doing amazing things. You're helping millions of people, but this isn't the life you wanted to lead." And I didn't know that at the time. When I did decide to leave, I wasn't able to verbalize this. I just knew it was taking a serious toll on my mental health, and it was becoming a problem. And so when I finally made the decision to leave, it felt like all this weight was lifted off my shoulders, all this weight that I've been carrying for years and years that I didn't fully understand why. And now I'm coming to you recording this video for the second time. I actually know why. The first time I recorded, I thought I knew, but I didn't actually know. And that's why. It's because I wanted to take a step back and lead a different life. Lead a life that had immense impact on others, and the businesses that reach millions of people with amazing products that change their lives, and the people that reach millions of people and change lives. I want to use my skills, my knowledge, my hours, my hard work, my mind to help those people and those businesses succeed. That way, being a cog in the wheel, there's a cap on how many people I can reach. Leading and helping multiple people, multiple businesses, there's no end outside of my time and my ability to think and come up with systems to actually deliver on all those different things. Very vague, I know. So here we are, after going through a very fast and loud 7, 8, a decade almost a decade, a very fast and loud decade. I was able to pump the brakes, take a step back, pivot, and figure out where I'm going next. And oh my gosh, that journey was so much fun, and the people that were involved, love them to death. But now it's time to go lead the life that I originally set out to lead, and I'm going to have so much fun doing that, and it's going to be another challenging journey. I'm not even naive to that. What I was able to help accomplish over the past 6, 7 years was pretty much climbing Mount Everest. And if you ever hear stories about somebody climbing Mount Everest, you don't just do it once and say, "Oh yeah, I can easily do it again." You climb it once and then it's like climbing it again is a whole different challenge with plenty more spaces that you could fall and kill yourself. That's what we're about to go through. Climbed it, got to the top, I guess, whatever figuratively the top is. Um, Came back down and said, that route just got destroyed. Let's figure out another route. That's what I'm doing now. So, anyways, to stop me from rambling here, I appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. I hope you find the content on this channel helpful. That way, you could help me fulfill my mission, which is you just becoming successful and utilizing the things that I bring forth on this channel. And I hope that we have an opportunity to connect one day and maybe even meet in person so I can actually hear all the things that you've been up to. So, anyways, thanks for taking the time to watch this video, and I'll see you on the next one.